Yeah, simmer, toss that on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
weekend. Hey, man. Have a good game. Any points? Right from the start. Have a good one, guys. Thank you. Have a good game.
We have reached the elimination stage of the 2022 Spengler Cup. Win or go home time for Canada and Orbro. Canada looking to overcome the first 0-2 start in their Spengler Cup history, and they get to do it in the classic Canadian red, which always looks so sharp at this event.
They look like a team that's ready to go, Dustin. You mentioned it. They look sharp. You and I were down near their dressing room about an hour before puck drop. There was just a real sense of a mission ahead of them by pretty much everyone we saw.
It has not been a great start to the tournament, but two close losses. 2-1 HC Davos, 3-2 to Sparta Prague. Brett Connolly, the only goal scorer so far for Team Canada. Michael Hutchinson will get the start in the Canadian net. Jonas Enroth will not start for Orbro. It will be Jonas Arntzen, who was excellent in their 5-2 win, had a .949 save percentage in that game. Hutchinson, .842 in the tournament opening loss for the club from Prague, which has advanced already to the semifinal. Underway, 35 seconds in. Shot through a crowd. Hutchinson's down, and it gets knocked into the corner. Another crack at it. Hutchinson has this and will hang on. A couple of attempts here for Orbro, coming in with a 5-2 win over IFK Helsinki and a 5-2 loss to Ambri Piotta.
A long shot from Christian Mastermacki. He scored in the opener for Örebro and then was injured, so he was not in the lineup yesterday. So good to see him back in. Looks like he's at full health.
Once again, thank you to all of you joining us back home, watching Canada attempt to put together a victory here and possibly setting up a 3-game run. They have won 4 of the last 5 Spengler Cups, by far the best stretch that they have had at this tournament.
Yes, I mean, they certainly have history on their side, does Canada. And you were able to chat with head coach Travis Green before the game, and you know, he hasn't been overly disappointed with the games that his team has played, but kind of the sentiment throughout the team is execution. You know, they've got to provide more offense than just one player.
So far, it's been all Connolly. He's got 3. Beaudin will bring this in over the blue line, send it on net. Arntzen able to knock that away. Physical play here early from Canada. Now in behind the goal, Ennis. Perlini will come in, finish his check as well. Big hit there from Perlini. Quine getting involved as well. And this has been the most physical of the Canadian lines, hasn't it, Kent?
Yeah, it really has. You can always count on Quine to play the body when it is available, and also Perlini as well, a big frame who skates well that can track down the opposition.
Davos into the lineup for the first time, backhands it back down into the corner. Now chipped down in behind the goal for Nash. He's pinned along the boards. It'll be reversed around on the other side. Nash trying to knock it loose, to slide in there and play it up the far side. Brook at the blue line trying to hold it. A couple of whacks at it, and finally Orbro will clear the zone. Marinas tosses it back to Rissanen. Rissanen, watch closely there by Connolly, moves it ahead. And it'll be knocked down in behind the net by Abels. Now up towards the blue line, dropped off, Holm waits, has some room, man, backdoor, good stick there by Brook. Read it at the last second, and Canada is able to move it out. Eakin now off the board, weird bounce, it does come out to the neutral zone. Holm takes over, moves it to Berglund. Berglund through the neutral zone, finds a man. Eklund, shot blocked. Connaughton almost stripped from behind, kicks it up to himself, now chases after it, knocks it loose for DiDomenico. DiDomenico down into the corner. No points yet in this tournament for DiDomenico. Gets it to Desharnais, up to Winnick, now to the blue line. Connaughton whiffed on it. Eklund will bring it back the other way for Orbro. And caught on the offside is Mastomaki.
Well, one thing that's bitten Canada in the opening two games is their puck management. You can see it there at the blue line, and we got to look at some of the physical altercations to start this game. Canada showing they want to be a little bit more physical. Terrific hit here from Perlini, finishing his check on Lino.
Nakava shot. Rebound is there. Hutchinson's down, and he hangs on. And that physical line, Perlini with Ennis and Quine back out here for head coach Travis Green, who had the last day and a half to kind of figure out what's gone wrong with a couple of losses and try to figure out how to have somebody outside of Brett Connolly put a puck in the net.
Yeah, and you know that the coaching staff has put in a lot of time since the last game that Canada played. Of course, they had the day off yesterday, poring over video, talking about what sort of combinations they're going to put together, doing everything they can to make sure that this team is prepared here today.
This will be played around on the boards. Bennett lets it slide back up to the blue line, and now down into the corner. Seaver tried to play it back up to Beaudin. It got by him, and Leduc will swoop back here for Canada. Both teams mixing in a quick change. Leduc plays it up the boards. That's knocked away. Beaudin following it up, knocks it down the ice, and that will go the distance for icing. A little choppy on both sides right now. Early in a hockey game, kind of feeling each other out.
Fairly typical, especially during an elimination game. No one wanting to make that big mistake early to put their team down, so sometimes just a little bit of tentative play, more or less letting the puck do the work as opposed to skating with it on their sticks.
Off the draw, bouncing back towards the right point, hacked back down into the corner by Berglund. Now in behind the goal, Marinas. Howden parked at the side of the net. We'll play it up top, shot wide, glove side of Hutchinson, and now a race for it along the near boards. Bennett gets there and hammers it down along the boards, hits something, and Holm is able to take over for Orbro. Berglund, far side, almost gave it away. Ennis had a nice read on it. Now Ennis has it for Canada. Drops it back, they'll move it across. Bisson, Perlini up the boards, gives it to him. Perlini flips it up into the midsection of Ennis, never saw it. Engages in a battle and knocks it loose. Perlini comes in on support, finishing his check yet again. And now it's brought away, played up the right wing side. Abels into the far corner. Connolly picks up that loose puck, moves it ahead to Bisson by himself, gets in over the blue line. Now Connolly will join him, puts on the brakes, has it knocked off his stick, and here's Matthias Brome, has a man with him. Brome walking in, waits, takes, and glove save. Hutchinson got just enough of it as Brome was looking for the top corner, but he was denied.
Wow, just a massive save from Hutchinson. Brett Connolly a little too complacent just inside the opposition blue line. Active stick from Brome. Launches him on a 2-on-1. He's looking pass. It's not there. He tries to go high glove and just catches the cheater of Hutchinson, who does a great job to stay with it. Big save early on for Canada.
Winnick plays it down in behind the net. Desharnais, DiDomenico, and Winnick. We know Connolly's been the only one who has scored so far, but this line is expected to provide some offense, and they've not been able to do that, at least up until this point. Maybe that changes here today in quarterfinal action. Ekstrom's pass picked off by DiDomenico, or at least batted down. Mackey plays it in behind the net. Hutchinson out, moves it into the corner. Now DiDomenico. Left side, Connaughton plays it ahead to Winnick. Winnick couldn't take it cleanly on his backhand, and now it's going to be moved back out. Davos was there to play the body. Kalynuk patiently retreats in behind his own net. Almost 6 minutes gone here in period number 1. They'll play it up the far boards. Now sent towards the goal. Arnson just calmly steers that into the corner. Davos back up top. Another shot coming. Bounces off the end boards. Picked up. Backhander through the crease and out the other side. Back to Leduc at the right point. Leduc plays it down low in behind the net for Bennett. Kind of got turned around there. Sevier comes in to help him out. Bennett. Davos along the boards. Back down to Bennett with a little bit of time. Defender has lost his stick. Bennett tries to center it. Broken up. And this will be backhanded down the ice by Lino. Kalynuk up the boards. Can't clear the zone. Another crack at it here for Davos, and he moves it across to Kalynuk at the Canadian blue line. Kalynuk pressured by Howden. Plays it all the way around. Bisson's going to be pressured there as well. It's knocked away. Quentin Howden along the goal line. Throws it out front. That shot off of his stick and wide. Another one through. Hutchinson's down. They jam away. Puck squirts loose. And it's picked up by Ennis, but there's a penalty on the play and a power play, our first of the game, when we return to the Spengler Cup.
I got a major. I have a major. Cross check to the face. Yeah. We have a major on ice.
Yeah, got it.
Oh, good. Major call on ice with a review. Major. Nothing. Major with a review, okay? Let's go. Okay, let's go. Talk to the players. Only one. There is the second one. There is also one. You can have it. You can have it. I can want to take. Hello?
Well, we have some drama here at the Spengler Cup early. The officials are checking to review what they originally want to call a major penalty right there for cross-checking to the head.
Yes. You hear me?
Bisson getting his stick up.
Which one? Two
into the head of Musique. But from this angle, that doesn't look like a major, does it?
You hear me? Okay.
I don't think it does, especially because the Örebro forward Musique is bending down to try to play that puck. And as you mentioned, Toby Bisson is coming in to eliminate him. He does come in with a cross-check. There's no doubt about it.
It's a penalty for sure, yeah.
The call on the ice is 5 minutes for a cross-check to the head. He does get him in the neck area. You can see from the overhead there. Musique does kind of bend over to play the puck. There's definitely no malicious intent. It was really just to clear the player out. So it's now incumbent on this review from the referees.
And they've taken some time and have looked at it. Bisson will be waiting to see how long he will be in the box. And this is a 5-minute major, a huge opportunity for this Swedish club to get momentum, and it is. 5-minute major for Toby Bisson. And
And he's going to be removed from the game, I believe, as well.
5 in the game, cross-check.
5 and a game for cross-checking.
That's guided.
You can see the disbelief on Toby Bisson's face. He can't believe it. You're kicking me out of the game for that?
No. Don't talk right here about the season. It's a different story right here, okay? It's the whole fucking year. Are you kidding? No, it's a 5. I don't discuss on this one.
Daniel Winnick not happy with the discussion with the official and the decision to call the 5-minute major and a game misconduct for Bisson. Now Canada does have 7 defensemen dressed, so more time for Baudin with Bisson being removed from this game. But priority number 1 here, Kent, come up with a huge penalty kill early on in an elimination game.
Well, you're exactly right, Dustin. And, you know, there's 2 ways you can go here. You can sit on the bench, you can be on the ice, complain, or you go, hey, we've got a job ahead of us here, and we've got to go about and do it. So it doesn't get any more big than this, especially early on to start this game here. Make sure that they do not fall down by a goal or even more.
Orbro's power play 2 for 7 in the tournament. This shot blocked, bounces back up to the point for Philip Holm, and now it's up and out of play. Canada right now still scoreless in this game, 0-0. First period has been very interesting story because they allowed 2 quick goals against Davos and allowed 2 late goals in a span of 30 seconds against Prague. And after that, they kind of settled in both games, Kent, but got to come away with a better start. Here's a great opportunity. Hutchinson's down, and he shuts the door as the power play sets up once again for Orbro in the early stages of a 5-minute kill for Canada. Holm at the left point, drops it off left side. Now they throw it across. Abels with a shot, blocked, kept in by Holm. Dumps it back off to Brome. Marinas up top to Holm again. Holm, shot from Abels, blocked and bounces into the corner. Now reverse down there again. Connaughton, Eakin out there to kill with Carr and Gregoire. Abels tripped up by Carr, back to the point for Holm. He'll take a return feed at the blue line, send one through, first save made, rebound as well, puck still there, blue line not out. Holm fires another one, and Hutchinson gets a glove on this to keep the door closed for now.
Oh, big stop from Hutchinson there. Scramble in front, it gets cleared right back to Philip Holm. A couple big saves from Hutchinson. Canada clears the rebound right back to Holm again. And he's able to gobble it in the glove, but a big left pad save there on the rebound from Eklund.
Off the draw, broken stick on the play. Comes back up, Nakava likes to shoot, sends this one through, deflected into the corner. Canada, blue line and out. Lino, who had to rush to the bench to get a new twig, he's back out there now. Broken up at the blue line, sent back down. Nakava, who loves to shoot the puck. He's got it here for Orbro. Right side, Lino. This has been the more dangerous of the power play units so far in the tournament. They'll pin this in the corner. Almost first 2 minutes of this 5-minute major killed off. Nakava drops it off far side. Now they'll look to Lino. Lino with a shot. Hutchinson a pad save. A nice start to this game for Hutchinson. One-timer, and Hutchinson's there to steer that into the corner as well. Now to the blue line, not out. Lino has it. Man going to the net, uses the high slot instead. Now he'll get it back. Nakava at the point. Lino, swing and a miss. It's in its feet, turns it around, and takes a look. Drops it off, now in behind the goal. Oberg creeps down. They try to find him. Flipped all the way back up to the point for Lino. Nakava, far side, shot coming along the ice, misses the net. Right back around on the tape of Lino. Nakava, what puck movement from this Swedish club. Bounces down into the corner. And a penalty coming up against Orbro. And we will play 4-on-4 as Canada comes close to dodging this 5-minute major bullet.
Well, the stick comes up behind the net to negate the power play. Orbros look good. Terrific puck movement. You can see there Josh Brook goes down. We'll see what the call is. Is it just 2 minutes from the referee? That got Brook pretty hard. But you can see, you know, how Orbro has been successful in this tournament already with 2 power play goals. They move it well. They look to put it into the bumper, then kick it back to the point, and then often looking backdoor for the one-timer. But now we're going to be 4-on-4 for 2 minutes.
Solid work by Hutchinson on that penalty kill as well. He's had a steady start to this hockey game. 4-on-4 is how we skate now. Brome in over the blue line. Tried to feather it through. That's broken up. Brome gets it back into the corner. Drops it off. Shot coming. Hutchinson's there on that stop as well. Now Beaudin moves down to help his D partner. Perlini can't come up with it. Back up top to Backstrom. Drops it off to Brome. Brome to Hardegard. Hardegard, high slot. Back to Brome again. Now a shot. Hutchinson's there. Rebound. Juicy right in front. And another penalty coming up. This will be Quine for a high stick. And Brome, who was cut on his cheek earlier in the game, is now showing the officials he's not happy with no extra 2 there, I think. Sticks are getting up a lot early in this game.
Yeah, they really are. You know, Hutchinson's been really good to start. We talk about rebound control. This is a long shot from the blue line. He sees it almost the whole way, and he can't control the rebound. If he gobbles that up, then Quine doesn't have to take the Orbro forward going to the net, and it's a play over. So that's certainly one that he would like back. Nonetheless, challenge. Another one for Canada is now 4-on-3 for over a minute here.
Lino on this draw. They'll win it back. Nakava. Canada sets up. Nash out there to kill for the Canadians. Lino with a man in front. Nakava. Lino. Wait, sends it towards the goal. Hutchinson there on a redirect from Ekstrom. Back up top to Nakava again. Reload to Lino. Walks in, waits. Connaughton right in his face, not going to let him have it. Nakava. Lino again. This time he'll take it. Wide blocker. Rebound is there. Hutchinson, what a stop. Slides across and gets the pad on it. Now Nash in the corner turns to the blue line. Not out again. Canada hemmed in here shorthanded. Lino, far side. Nakava will fire off the stick of Gregoire. Up and out of play, and we'll get a whistle with 9:09 remaining here in the opening period.
Well, terrific job from both Connaughton and Gregoire, the defense for Canada on this 4-on-3 situation. Getting in shooting lanes, getting in passing lanes. You see right there, Connaughton forces Lino to try to shoot outside the block. That misses, and then Gregoire at the end there blocks one up and over.
That's a good one, boys. That's good.
Nakava across, another shot. That one kind of knuckles into the corner. Lino's on it there, watched by Seaver. Now in behind the net. Kalanick forces them to reverse it back around to Lino. Nakava, far side, there's a shot. Hutchinson got a pad on that as well off the stick of Oberg. Canada can't clear. Lino, Oberg, one-timer. Hutchinson beats him again. Slides across and knocks it away, and Canada will get it down the ice.
So Orbro's penalty is done. It's now 5-on-3 for 25 seconds for Orbro.
This will be taken wide by Marinas, down in behind the net. Gets it to Abels. Now up top, Holm. Abels, high slot with a shot into the glove of Hutchinson, and he has been automatic, and he's been under fire so far in the first 12 minutes of this hockey game.
The shots on the scoreboard right now are Dustin are showing 17-2 in favor of Orbro. Seems a little bit high to me, but nonetheless, it's a huge disadvantage, and Hutchinson has been terrific so far.
Brome is just rattled right now. Looked like he was trying to go at somebody up in the crowd there. This puck to the blue line, not out. High slot, up top, Abels. One penalty about to expire. Holmes, side of the goal, back up. Abels waits, throws it across, and they score. Hutchinson couldn't get to that one. May have got a piece, but Berglund strikes on the power play, and Orbro has the first goal of the game.
Well, the first power play or penalty for Canada had just expired, but the player had not necessarily made it out, so it was essentially a 5-on-3. The good news is we'll be back to even, but when you watch this replay, it's almost like Abuel's fans on this, where he's trying to pass it. I think he does. He's trying to put it in the front of the net, and it goes off the toe of his stick perfectly right onto Berglund, back door. Wow, was that fortunate. I mean, it looked like an amazing pass from Abuel's, but it was a mistake that worked out.
Well, and Hutchinson had gone to his right so many times, maybe because of the way that puck came off the stick. He just a little bit later getting there that time, but after a ton of pressure, Orbro is able to finally take the lead. Now Canada looking to get something going offensively. Leduc, high slot that's over the stick of Connolly. They'll have to regroup. Beaudin on it here for Canada. Almost gave it away, gets it back, works it in over the blue line to Carr. Carr fighting there, trying to move it down to Eakin. Eakin comes sliding in, Connolly as well. Canada has trailed in the first period of all 3 games. This shot through a crowd, bounces in behind the net. Carr plays it up the middle of the ice, nobody there. Desharnais will grab it though, and he's gonna bring it back in for Canada. Chips it in, wants to chase after it. Arntzen out, leaves it in behind the goal. And now it'll be knocked towards the blue line. That does come out of the zone. Kalanick threw it back in, but it was out by a couple of inches. Canada down 1-0 in the first.
Okay. Little nudge, okay? We good? Okay. Looks like you gave him a little nudge, okay? Just be careful of that, all right?
Probably Nash.
Nash was out there.
Yeah, probably Nash.
Or if you want one of the D-men.
Yeah, let's go Nash. Yeah. So yeah, not far off what we got here. Welcome back to the Ice Stadium in Davos, Switzerland, where Canada trails Orbro 1-0. Orbro striking at the tail end of a 5-minute man advantage. Their 3rd power play goal of this tournament. Now Lino moves it ahead. Kalanick down in the corner. Working down low with Brook. Now Desharnais will slide in to help out. Desharnais knocked down. And that puck taken away by Gustav Karlsson. Now in front of the net. Kalanick knocked down. Oberg will play it back in behind the goal. Feisty start to this hockey game. Now here's Winnick for Canada. Di Domenico will join him. He drops it back. 88 in red with a shot high off the shoulder of Artson. Winnick goes to the net. He's got it. Winnick along the near boards with some time. Goes back up to the point. Penalty coming. This is hammered wide all the way around. Will be kept in by Quine. Quine now up top. Connaughton, net empty for Canada. Extra attacker out here with less than 6 to play in the first. Gregoire drops it off across to Connolly with a shot, and he fires just wide. Certainly got all of it. Connaughton now at the blue line. Gives it to Connolly again. He'll turn and take a look. Far side. Di Domenico up top to Gregoire. Gregoire, Di Domenico. Gregoire again. No shot yet. Di Domenico waits. Connolly with a shot. Arntzen is there, and he closes the door as Winnick gets wrapped up and both players fall down on top of Arntzen. And by far the chippiest game we've seen so far at this tournament.
Well, and it's fitting. Elimination game, tension's that much higher. You can hear the referee talking to Daniel Winnick saying, hey, you got a power play coming, don't jeopardize it. And Winnick saying, yeah, that guy's all over me though. So You know, if we just go back to the 5-minute penalty kill for Canada, you think about 5 minutes, but then also during that there was a 4-on-3 and a 5-on-3. Probably not a bad case scenario that you just gave up the one goal against. It could have been worse. Obviously, you'd like to say, hey, you know, have the blank slate, but it definitely could have been worse. And a good response from Canada here to draw this penalty and a man advantage to maybe try to make it a tie game.
And now a power play of their own. Eakin, Carr, Connolly back on the point for now with Gregoire. And Davos out there as well on the power play. Gregoire plays it back as Berglund sits in the box for the second time today. They get called on the offside. He also has the goal, so a very eventful day so far for Philip Berglund in his first year with Orbro after spending last year in the American Hockey League with Bakersfield.
Yeah, he's been an important player for Orbro in this tournament so far. He likes creeping down into that quiet area back door where he saw him score from. He scored earlier from that exact same spot.
Now this will be played down. Hutchison watching as it bounces in behind the net. Gregoire will set this up. He's got 3 assists on all 3 of Canada's goals so far in this event. Here's Carr. Connolly will go to the net. Carr plays it around in behind the goal. Eakin knocks it back. Davos plays it up top. Gregoire, return feed. Davos waits, side of the net. Carr back up top. Davos waiting. Carr will go right to the front of the net, trying to play it up to Eakin. And now it's going to be stripped away and played all the way down the ice.
Well, just a little bit too easy there. Davos just kind of backed him into where he only had one option. Orbro defender took that away, and once that was done, it was an easy clear.
55 seconds left to work in the man advantage. Beaudin down the ice, plays it in behind the goal, comes all the way around. DiDomenico is there to pick it up. Winnick as well, and Perlini. Perlini slides in, keeps this alive. Now down, DiDomenico, back to Perlini. Winnick will park himself right on top of the netminder. Now Perlini leaves it there for Ennis. Winnick in behind the net, return feed to Ennis. Winnick back to the front of the goal. Create some chaos there. Perlini with a redirect from a pass off the stick of Tyler Ennis, and it's up and out of play. 25 seconds left on the power play.
Well, real good look here from Tyler Ennis. Canada being active, switching positions. There's a look at the Winnick battle right before the penalty was drawn. You can see Arnson, the goalie, he's not happy.
DiDomenico can't win the draw to the blue line and out.
Dustin, that's 3 face-offs in the offensive zone on this power play. Canada 0 for 3 on them.
Ennis, right side, DiDomenico. Perlini at the blue line watching as DiDomenico knocks this down into the corner. Hardegaard clears the zone easily, and that's going to do it for the Canadians' first power play of the hockey game. Ennis. Near side for DiDomenico, all by himself. Everybody else off on a change. He sees that, just drops it back, and in behind the Canadian goal. 3 minutes to play in the first. Canada trailing Orbro 1-0. Quine flips it in, and that's easily broken up, knocked back. Seaver will grab it here for Canada. Nice move, and now it'll be brought away up the ice. Brook chasing in after it, and that is blown down at the blue line, and more pushing and shoving in the corner as both teams not shy of the physical stuff so far here today. Marinas and Brook exchanging a few words. Putting Howden in there as well.
You know, Dustin, we saw the way that Mateus Brome reacted with a little bit of conversation and a little bit of, you know, niggly stuff after the whistles. If I'm Canada, you know, it's a fine line, but I think I keep that up. I keep that up. Canada can play that game better than Orbro. Now, you don't want to go too far. Obviously, it's the stuff between the whistles that's more important, but at this point, you got to start looking for any edge you can.
Berglund out of the box, back on the ice, sends it down the ice. And that one will be icing. He was a couple of feet shy of where he needed to be. 2:31 on the clock. Since Orbro scored, Canada has managed to at least get back to, I'd say, an even level with this Swedish club.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, they've, of course, drew the penalty. They've had some puck possession. You know, still what we've seen all tournament long is that inability to get pucks to the net. And once they do, you know, get sticks on it, whether it's a rebound or after a screen.
Here's Brook. He'll send one on goal. That's wide, blocker side. Eakin trying to come up with it, but it's flipped high and out to the neutral zone. Kalanick, center ice, hammers it in. Carr, Eakin chase after it. Cody Eakin first on it, hammers it back down into the corner. Carr in behind the goal for Connolly. Connolly trying to work his way around the Orbro defender. Now it's played out up the right wing side. Abel, center ice. Looks offside at the line, and it will, in fact, be blown down. We'll have a face-off in the neutral zone with 2:01 left in the first.
Well, there's a look at Mateus Brome. Saw him jarring with some of the fans as he went back to the dressing room. Rodrigo Abul's the assist on the opening goal from Berglund.
Later on today here at the Spengler Cup, another elimination game locked and loaded for you. HC Davos looking to bounce back after an embarrassing 9-2 loss to Prague last night. They will take on IFK out of Helsinki, still looking for their first victory at this year's tournament. Similar to the situation that Canada finds themselves in right now. Connaughton has Winnick up to the left, gives it to him. Winnick in over the blue line, knocks it to Desharnais. Winnick following up, pinned along the boards, engaging in a battle there. DiDomenico will swing high as Desharnais hops right into the mix. Now DiDomenico gives it away. That's picked off by Eklund. Eklund in over the blue line, has it taken away by Gregoire. He'll move it around in behind the net. Connaughton settles it down. Now he'll turn it around to Tyler Ennis. Ennis has that poked off his stick. Opportunity here for Oberg. Oberg with a shot, misses by a couple of feet. Glove side all the way around and back down the ice. Ennis finishes his check on home. Quine comes crashing in there as well. And it's sent down the ice. And the pressure from Ennis and Quine leads to an icing call.
Well, with 1:04 left in this opening period, it hasn't been a great one for Canada. You know, 18-5 the shots on net in favor of Orbro. But I think if they can get in at least just down one, or heaven forbid they score a goal and make it 1-1, something to build off. Kill off a 5-minute power play could have been much worse.
Bodan throws it through the high crease, nobody there. Gets it back again. Turns, puts another one on goal. That's over the net, into the netting, and out of play with 51 seconds on the clock. Both teams will sneak in a line change here late in the period.
Look at a few more big hits. Chris DiDomenico finishing his as well. You mentioned earlier, probably the most physical period we've seen in the tournament so far. I definitely agree, and certainly on top of that, the most, you know, jarring and talking and yapping after whistles as well.
Davos on the draw along the boards here. Nash comes crashing in there. Bennett sends one through, and glove save Arntzen, and he hangs on. Arntzen seems like a pretty cool customer between the pipes, doesn't he?
Yeah, he really does, Dustin. It doesn't seem like a whole lot phases him. He's a Norwegian international. You know, the other goalie for Orbro is Jonas Enroth. Maybe a little bit of a surprise start is Arntzen, but he is the goalie that has the victory in this tournament so far.
Scramble draw. Nash looked back to the point, opts to take it down into the corner. Davos comes in to help out. That's Chris Bennett just waiting, trying to find out where this puck is gonna bounce loose. Eventually it does, and Bennett does come up with it. Plays it right back down into the corner. Davos turns, takes it in behind the net, Nash parked right in front, less than 20 seconds to play in the period. Beaudin waits, walks around a man, throws it back across. Sent towards the net. Arnsson's down. They'll get it back to the point again. 8 seconds left in the period. Across to Beaudin. Maybe time for one last shot here for Canada. From the point, it's blocked up and out of play. And that is going to do it for the opening 20 minutes. Canada once again finds themselves trailing after the first period for the third time in the tournament.
Canada's just arguing. They think that, yeah, they think there might have been about a second and a half or 2 seconds left in the period when this puck it ricocheted off the goalie Arnsson up into the netting. The buzzer went. It was delayed. You can see head coach Travis Skeen saying, no, there's 2 seconds left. They haven't adjusted the clock, but the teams are lining up here. As we've seen in the past, 2 seconds is enough time to win a face-off and get a shot. And it looks like that's what's going to happen here.
They put 1 second on the clock, so 1 second left here. Eakin will take the draw. DiDomenico lined up directly behind him, and he cannot win it. And that will do it for the opening 20 minutes. Orbro out of Sweden with a 1-0 lead on Canada. The Canadians will look to find the back of the net. Second period action coming up. Okay, got it.
Hello? Is that for me?
Not ideal, hey? Okay. Got it. Welcome back. Second period action coming up at the Ice Stadium in Davos, Canada, facing elimination. Well, both of these teams are. Canada, though, 0-2 to get to this point. 7 periods in, only one player on Team Canada has scored a goal. It's Brett Connolly. He's got 3 of them. They all came in the second. And if we're looking for positives, after the first period, Canada has outscored their opposition so far in this tournament. But they just haven't been able to work their way back for some early deficits.
That might be the silver lining. There's a look at Michael DiPietro. He, of course, lost his equipment on the plane ride over here. It just arrived. He has yet to have an opportunity to practice with his team with his regular equipment, hence the reason he is in his civvies right now.
An early power play coming up for Canada. Cody Eakin dumped in the neutral zone by Christian Nakava, who will head off to the box. And we saw HC Davos trailing by 1 last night get a power play early in the second period, and they allowed a brutal shorthanded goal, and the rest was history in that game as they were blown out. But Canada, a team that desperately needs to find some offense, has its table set for them here.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, they've got to throw almost the power play playbook out the window. I think at this point, it doesn't matter how it goes in. It's got to be ugly. And that starts with crashing the net, getting bodies in front, establishing a shot from the point.
Connolly pressured along the boards, gets it to Eakin, down low to Carr. Carr knocked off the puck, and this will be played out and all the way down the ice. Hutchinson will leave it in behind his goal. Shots in that first period, 16-9 in favor of Orbro. Gregoire, far side. Connolly skates onto it. Finds Davos along the boards. Gives it away. Connolly there. Drops it off to Gregoire. Gregoire misses Carr with the pass, and it's knocked all the way down the ice.
You know, we've talked again about puck management. Right there, Davos mishandles it, and then the puck is on Gregoire's stick, and just an ill-advised backhand pass that's easily intercepted.
Perlini turns it over inside the blue line. Now a shorthanded opportunity. Brome plays it back, picked off by Ennis. Canada is in, 3-on-2, drop to DiDomenico, back to Ennis, tied up at the last second. Perlini will come sliding in, but it's poked back out to the neutral zone. Beaudin goes back for it, has DiDomenico way up the right side. Gets to center, now the blue line, chips it in, wants to chase after it. Rissanen first on it there, Perlini will come crashing in. Perlini trying to knock it loose, Beaudin as well. Ennis gets it back up to the point, they'll swing it across to DiDomenico. DiDomenico double teamed, plays it back up to the blue line, nobody home. And Eklund will bring it back the other way, working his way in, and Beaudin plays it neatly and now knocks it in behind the goal. Perlini for Canada. Gives it to Winnick. Winnick stays on side, drops it back to Ennis. Perlini to the net. Redirect, stop to the blue line. Leduc keeps it in, throws it across. Ennis with a shot wide. And now it's all the way back down the ice in a race for the puck in the neutral zone. Picked up here by Oberg. Oberg on the backhand off the side of the goal. And Winnick will have it for Canada. Plays it around to the point. Kept in. Now DiDomenico, long shift here for him, and he's off to the races. Flips it in over the blue line, wants to give chase. Can't get there. Leduc couldn't keep it in either. And now Carlson for Orbro. Almost turned it over. Then he was absolutely hammered down by Chris Bennett. And the puck down in Canadian territory. Turned over in behind the net. Orbro with a 1-0 lead. Now with the puck in the offensive zone. Musique trying to look backdoor. That was broken up. And Sevier for Canada. Gets to center, hammers it in. Bennett on the far side. Good job reaching back to corral that puck. Now in behind the goal, it's going to be moved around. Gregoire there. Couldn't keep it in. And now Connaughton will come back against Marinas. Up through the neutral zone, Nash pokes this in. Carr will give chase. Carr goes in and finishes his check on Abels. And now in over the blue line. Little sloppy, but it stays in the zone. Shot, that's wide. Nash, can he get there? No, that's going to be batted back down in behind the net. Gregoire for Canada, ahead to Carr. Carr flips it in. Chases in after it against Holm, ties him up. Holm had reversed it, now Brome. Up the near boards. Taken away by Connolly. Connolly, far side, good look. Eakin, return feed to Connolly. Connolly with a shot, a hot one off the shoulder of Arntzen. And Orbro controls. Connolly has it again for Canada. Brook in over the blue line. Ripped back around the boards. Eakin couldn't keep it in. And another high stick. Brome, the victim again.
You know what? I think Cody Eakin's saying it. He thinks it was the other guy's stick. I think Cody Eakin got Brome's stick himself.
I think he might have a case here, but we'll have to get another look at it.
I don't know if they're going to try to review it or not, but that's what it looked like from our standpoint, was that Cody Eakin got Brome's own stick, and then it came up. There's the stick. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So Canada should be seeing if they can get a review here, because you can look at penalties. That's falling on deaf ears at the moment.
Definitely not a high stick. But the penalty kill will have to go to work again. Orbro power play has scored 3 times in this tournament, including once today. Shot through Hutchinson, was down in the butterfly, went off his stick up into the netting and out of play.
You know, prior to that penalty, Dustin, we'd seen Canada dump the puck in 3 consecutive times, and 3 times it was just down and out. Easy breakout for Orbro. No sustained pressure, no puck retrieval. You know, Canada's going to have to rethink what they're trying to do upon entry into Orebro zone.
Kalinick down in the corner. Brook is there as well. Brook will grab it. Loses it in his feet. Sevier comes back in to try to help out as well. Kalinick digging in behind the net. Hutchinson watching on. Now Nash reaches in, pulls it away cleanly, and sends it all the way down the ice, and Canada We'll get 4 new penalty killers over the boards. Winnick, Desharnais, Connaughton, and Gregoire. Inside the blue line, Winnick will grab it for Canada and head away shorthanded. Desharnais will join him. Winnick waits. Couple of whacks at it, and it's blockered away by Arntzen. Not necessarily how they drew it up, but a puck that eventually got to the goal regardless. In over the blue line, Holm sends it in. Hutchinson out to play it. Knocks it into the corner around the boards. Desharnais watching on as Brome settles it down. Back up top to Brome again. Brome shot, trickling towards the goal. Hutchinson is down, but Connaughton will grab it for Canada. And he'll play it out to the neutral zone, not much further. Holm right back in on the attack for Orbro. Dumps it off to Abels, who plays it around into the near corner. Eklund trying to get to it. Working there against Gregoire. Now around on the far side. Abels again. Bennett this time knocks it away. Hits the linesman with his clearing attempt. Canada tries to sneak in a change, but they've got to hurry. Brome sends it towards the front of the goal, off the iron. Right off the post, another crack at it for Backstrom out in front. Now he's knocked down. Power play expired. Another shot through, that's wide. Glove side, Hardegaard. In behind the net, waiting for it on the far side. Over there is Ekstrom, lost it, and it'll be brought away by Sevier. Cody Eakin comes over to help him out. Sevier looking there for Leduc. Leduc flips it in behind the net for Nash. Nash now back up top to Leduc. Leduc waits, dumps it off left point. Now a shot towards the net. Rebound is there, it's juicy on net. Arntzen got enough to knock it into the corner. Desharnais comes in, and eventually it's going to be poked away and skated out of the zone by Hardegaard. Hardegaard will play it in behind the net. Hutchinson leaves it there. Stretch pass all the way down the ice. DiDomenico gets it to Desharnais. Into the corner. Winnick will give chase. Winnick comes in. DiDomenico on support. Has it up the wall. Leaves it there for Brook. Brook walking in. Sends one through. Hits the shin pad of Winnick. Bounces in behind the net. Rissanen will play it up the boards. DiDomenico has it bounce off his stick up and into the Canadian bench. Canada still trailing 1-0. Welcome back to our first day of eliminations here at the Spengler Cup in Davos, Switzerland. Canada trailing 1-0. If they win the tournament, or if they lose rather, the tournament is over. Carr fires one wide. Brooks stumbles, but is able to knock it down to Connolly. Here's Carr. Carr back up top to Brook. Brook waits, sends one off the end boards, comes all the way around. Baudin had moved down, couldn't keep it in. Carr there covering for him, has it at the blue line, pokes it up the boards. Got another stick on it to Daniel Carr. And now Eakin moves it ahead to Connolly. Carr's going to go to that far post, now to the front of the net. Redirection! And it's into the corner. Connolly towards the net again. Eakin couldn't get a stick on that. Baudin slides down, sends one towards the goal. Laying right there, trickles just past the post. Canada cannot buy one just yet. Now this one out of play. Faceoff will come inside the zone.
Well, once again, when Canada's needed a spark, it's been the Connolly, Carr, Eakin line. This was definitely their best shift of the game so far. It started with a terrific play right off the face-off, a set play back to the point, down to Connolly, up back to the slot for the one-timer from Carr. And then this one just bounces off the pad of Arntzen Daniel Carr had his stick tied up, couldn't get his stick on the rebound.
Face off, won by Canada again. Shot through Arntzen, quick left leg, able to kick that out. Now Leduc plays it down low to Ennis. Ennis up top to Perlini. Perlini's shot blocked. Comes right back around to Ennis. Ennis sends another one on goal. Arntzen has it and just calmly reaches out with that big paddle to corral the rebound.
Well, this is what Canada's looking for, is a little bit of momentum. That's been few and far between in the Spengler Cup so far, and stringing together a series of shifts in a row where you're wearing down the Orbro defense and ultimately peppering Jonas Arntzen, the netminder.
Quine, Perlini, and Ennis for Travis Green's Canadian squad, working the bench with Josh Holden and Scott Niedermeyer, looking for some sort of offense. Ennis towards the front of the goal. Perlini got a stick on it, but not enough. And now it'll be brought back out the other way, off of a stick, right back to Ennis again. He's gonna fire it in. Arntzen out to stop it. Drops it off to Nakava, who plays it right up the middle of the ice, and it's turned over. Perlini has it for Canada. Here's Perlini up top, nobody there, and it slides all the way back down to Hutchinson. Hutchinson, all the way up the boards. Nakava drops it off at the blue line. That shot wide, glove side. Now Perlini had some steam, couldn't poke it past the defender. Davos moves it back. Bennett couldn't get a stick on it. Eklund's gonna walk in with a shot. Hutchinson uses the blocker to deny him. Blue line not out. Lino kept it in, up and out of play, which will lead to a whistle. Another big save from Hutchinson.
Was that ever a terrific save? He'd gone a few minutes from seeing any action. Turnover in the neutral zone, and then a really good look from Lino to Eklund. Almost a spin-a-rama, no-look pass to his line mate. Hutchinson sticks with it, turns it aside with his blocker.
Hutchinson has done his job so far here tonight. Beaten just once on over 20 shots. Group in front of him cannot find the back of the net at the other end of the ice. Eakin coming in to help out Connaughton. Has his man tied up along the boards. Now it will bounce loose for 9 in red. That's Cody Eakin. Ahead to Connolly. Carr further up the ice. Connolly now in over the blue line. Sets up shop on the boards. Back up. Connaughton shot. Blocked. Connolly knocks it down into the corner. Eakin on it there. Leaves it for Carr. Carr in behind the net. Gregoire moved down from the point, but Connolly's there to keep it in. Back in behind the goal again. Now Connaughton will slide down. Connaughton back into the corner. Berglund has it and will flip it high, out and down the ice, right onto Hutchinson, who directs traffic and drops it off for Gregoire. Up the boards, misses DiDomenico, and that will go for an icing. They just got DiDomenico and Winnick and Desharnais over the boards.
Well, you can see head coach Travis Green trying to get that Connolly out there unit as often as possible. Shortening the bench here a little bit in the second period. This was a hot shot from Kevin Connaughton. Lino takes that one off the leg. A solid block from the Orebro forward.
Face off to the glove side right of Hutchinson. And Winnick giving chase here. Hardegard first on it. He'll be pestered. Now Desharnais hustling in there as well. DiDomenico will get it in the neutral zone. DiDomenico to Desharnais, down the boards. Winnick trying to rush in there as well. Pressure from DiDomenico, blue line. Brook keeps it in. Brook now sends one on net. Arntzen is down with Winnick parked on the doorstep again. And he's able to hang on. Last thing Canada wants to do here is take a penalty after a whistle.
Well, better work from Canada. Winning the battle on the boards there, ultimately getting it back to Brook, and then Winnick going to exactly where he needs to go. He and DiDomenico in front of the net. A really good job from Backstrom, actually, tying up Winnick there, eliminating the Canadian forward. Winnick took exception to that, but pretty solid, strong play from Backstrom.
Face-off won by Canada. Back up to Brook. Ennis wanted a shot. Hit a stick, bounced to the far boards. Beaudin there could not keep it in. Brome got a stick on it. Brook takes over, bounces it in behind the goal to Beaudin. Ennis tips it down the ice. Arntzen watches on. Perlini tried to win a race to it. Loose puck is there, and Quine with a backhander right into the chest of Jonas Arntzen.
Well, if you're Canada, now you just got to keep this up, because it's starting to work where you're getting the puck retrieval and just keep wearing down the D. Head coach Travis Green looking fairly calm as we've passed the halfway point here. I think Quine had a little bit more time than maybe he thought there as he just shovels that backhand on. Didn't have much of an angle as the netminder took it away.
Kalanick from the point into the far corner. The net is off. And the face-off will once again come inside the Orbro zone.
Canada's been better at face-offs here in the second period. So important to win those face-offs, especially offensively, to try to create.
Arntzen has stopped all 19 shots he has faced. Davos off the draw. Kalanick pressured at the blue line, spins it back down the wall. Now he's going to take a shot. Arntzen got a blocker on that. Traffic again in front of the goal that time. Now back up to the blue line. Another shot through. And this one will bounce over the stick of Kalanick and back down into Canadian territory. Leduc on it for Canada. Off the boards. Here's an opportunity, 2-on-1. Sevier walking in, throws it across, but it was deflected. Davos couldn't get a stick on it. Now Leduc down into the corner. Spins away from some pressure, now just dumps it back down into that same corner. Gregoire sends it towards the net, through some skates into the corner. Eakin trying to work it down and behind the net, fighting through a check, taken down. Connolly will come in and join him. Now Carr's got it for Canada. Good look up top to Gregoire. Gregoire waits, now he takes it. Bounces through, Connolly was waiting. Carr will grab it off the boards, back up top to Connaughton. Across to Gregoire, kept it into the blue line. Now in behind the net for Carr. Carr taken down. There's going to be a penalty here. And a power play on the way for Canada when we return. It's better, but they can't score. Buck, are you sure they've had 3 power plays? Because one of those penalties was just 4-on-4, right? I think this is just their second power play, but I might be wrong. Canada getting a look on the power play here, down by 1 as we work our way into the second half of the second period. Face-off will come to the glove side right of Jonas Arntzen. He's been perfect so far tonight. Canadian power play has yet to score in this event. Here's Winnick. DiDomenico can't get to it, and that is off a stick, up and out of play. It looks like they say the face-off will once again come inside the zone.
Well, the last 5 minutes has been the best stretch for Canada here. Ultimately drawing this latest power play, and it's the Winnick unit out there to see if they can strike first.
Winnick on the draw, wins it back cleanly. Ennis will drop it off. Beaudin, far side, DiDomenico. Back up top to Baudin, across to Ennis. Ennis will take it into the glove of Arntzen. No traffic there. And Perlini has just taken a penalty, very undisciplined penalty from Perlini. And 19 seconds into this power play, Canada will play 4-on-4.
Now that just kind of typifies what we've seen from Canada in this tournament. You know, just unnecessary right there. Undisciplined. You're on the power play. You just got to be able to skate away here. This is absolutely nothing. He takes a little trip. So what does he do? 1, 2, 3 punches in the face. I'm sure the ref might have given him a couple, but the backhand right there sealed the deal for the referee, and just not necessary.
4-on-4. Carr out here for Canada. Swings back and takes a look. Moves it ahead to Brook. Far side, Cody Eakin. Eakin overskates it. And then it's off of a stick into the netting and out of play. A face-off once again inside Orbro territory.
You know, Dustin, one thing you might think about, just going back to that Perlini penalty, you know, he's playing in the American Hockey League right now, and maybe that's something that he's accustomed to, you know, being able to get away with, you know, that maybe the American Hockey League refs go, okay, you know, we're not going to call that. Or sometimes they do call things a little bit differently over here.
Brook waiting, takes a shot, wide glove all the way down the ice. Connolly will be pressured here. Wickman has a goal in the tournament. He was in on the forecheck. Brook drops it back. Connolly working his way up towards the blue line. 4-on-4. And that is backhanded up into the Canadian bench with 6:13 on the clock here in period number 2.
So it'll be 4-on-4 for 50 more seconds, and then an abbreviated power play for Örebro for 20.
Bennett. Davos out here for Canada. Holm in behind his own net. Plays it ahead to Elias Ekstrom. Ekstrom almost gave it away. Now Canada will take over. Leduc in behind the goal. Played ahead to Bennett. Bennett now skates it in over the blue line. Bennett waits. Now he takes, and it's off of a stick and into the netting behind the Örebro goal.
Well, Chris Bennett seen a little bit more ice time here today than the previous game, and he's been effective. He moves his feet very, very well, gets up on pucks.
Cody Eakin on the draw for Canada with Carr posted up in behind him. Wins it back past Carr, past everybody, and all the way down into the Canadian zone. Kalynuk has Carr far side of the ice. Looks over to him, can't find him. Stepped up and read well. Broken up by Nakava. Rissanen for Orbro. Finnish defenseman drops it back off to Nakava. Abels throws it over to Brome. Very brief power play here for the team on top, 1-0. 10 seconds to work on the man advantage. Brome brings it in. What a move. Still going. Tried to drop it off to Nakava, but it slides into the corner. Brome takes it in behind the net, back to even strength. Perlini is out of the box. That's read well, poked ahead, and here comes Perlini the other way for Canada with some speed in over the blue line. Perlini waits. Now he's going to fire. Arntzen got a blocker on that. Carr, a second crack at it. Perlini comes crashing in. And eventually, pressure relieved by Orbro. Marina sends it all the way down the ice. Connaughton into the near corner. Now played ahead. DiDomenico couldn't control it cleanly. Berglund takes it in behind the goal, reverses it. Goes heavily into the corner boards. And now Holm will backhand it in. Everybody's onside. Hutchinson comes out to play it. And now in behind the net, Desharnais. DiDomenico turns it over just inside the zone. And it'll be played around, a bounce off the glass. And Hutchinson, well aware of where that puck was, is able to hang on before it causes any trouble.
Yeah, that was a good shot by Hutchinson because that was coming around hot. Good tracking from the Canadian goalie to pick that up, grab onto it. Got a whistle to his left.
You would have told me we'd be almost 8 periods into Canada's Spengler Cup and only one player would have scored. I would have said you were nuts. But that's the situation that they face right now. Brett Connolly has scored 3 times in the tournament. Nobody else on Canada has contributed offensively. They find themselves 24 minutes away from being eliminated. Got to find the back of the net somehow. Here's Perlini. Moves it ahead. Broken up by Quine. Orbro allowed 7 goals in their first 2 games, but Canada can't find one here. Matsumaki brings it in, dumps it off. Ekstrom will take over for Orbro. Rissanen walks in with a shot. That is blocked by Brook. Played in behind the goal for Eklund. Eklund will swing it high. At the blue line, drops it off. Now it's down into the corner. Beaudin lost it in behind the goal. They'll drop it back up top. And it's played back towards the blue line, but all the way down the ice. Holm will have to go back and get it. Perlini will watch him as the rest of his line mates head off on a change, and now he'll join them. Here's Carlson. Had a man wide open. Now they try to get there. Oberg was open a couple of times, but they couldn't find him. Now off of a stick into the zone. Nash trying to knock it deeper. Bennett there to work with him. Sevier out on this line as well. Here's Bennett in behind the net. Turns it back into the corner, gets it to Sevier. Sevier with a little bit of room on the backhand, gave it away. Now he has to skate back to the blue line just to keep it in. Leduc. Leduc waits, sends one on goal. Traffic was there, hit Bennett and bounced into the corner. 2.5 to play in the period. Here's Nash. Nash leaves it there. Leduc walking in, throws it in front with a shot. Rebound. Cleared out of the zone and down the ice. And that will be icing as Canada with Bennett tied up along the boards there briefly.
Well, one thing Orbro has done very, very well is clear out the front of the net. So here in the second period, we've definitely seen Canada push the pace a little bit more, get pucks to the front a little bit better as we see the scrum to end this right when it was an icing. Not a whole lot doing there, but the second and third opportunities, the rebounds just aren't there for Canada. Orbro clearing them out of the way.
Orbro controls off this draw. They'll reverse it back in behind the net. Winnick, DiDomenico out there with Davos for a shift here late in the period. Hutchinson will give it to number 8 in red for Canada. Gregoire now. Up the boards to Winnick, chips it in. Davos gives chase. He's got it. Weak backhander. Saw DiDomenico going to the front of the net, but never got there. And Arntzen once again just very calmly covers the puck.
Well, Dustin, you got 1:50 left in the second period. You're having a heck of a time scoring. The most important thing I'd say right now is you got to get out of this period with Örebro with only 1 goal. Now, they haven't had much of a push this period, but a late goal for them would be an absolute backbreaker. So those decision zones, getting pucks in deep, are ever so important in this final 2-minute stretch.
Shots this period, 11-6 in favor of Canada. Here's Eakin. Penalty. Connaughton gonna get called for a check to the head with 1 minute and 40 seconds left in the period. And to get out of this, only trailing by 1, all of a sudden just got a little more difficult.
Well, it was a broken play right at the Orbro blue line. First contact from Abul's on Gregoire. That's not the penalty there, obviously.
Travis Green watching on, wondering if the goals will eventually come. Right now, his team's got to keep him out. Down 1-0 and on a penalty kill late. Opportunity to clear the zone, and they will do just that. Off the stick of Brook and down the ice. Holm, watched by Sevier. Nash out there to kill as well. Brome. Pressure here from Sevier, and he comes up with it shorthanded. Sevier a little drag, but it's broken up neatly by Holm. And now he'll take it back down into the corner. Marinas to his defenseman. Holm was pressured again. A little lackadaisical with the puck there. Nash was able to knock it away momentarily. Now in the final minute rather, of the second period. Brome onside, nice move. Still has it, circles back around. Orbro finally gets set up on this man advantage. Down low, Brome, he'll be pressured. Back up top to Holm. He'll get it back on the tape of Brome. Holm, far side. Now a shot in. Hutchinson, who hasn't had a busy period, able to make the save there. Canada cannot clear. Eakin had stumbled, got back up. They'll play it up to the point, bouncing over the stick of Nakava. And Canada will sneak in a change. Bennett over the boards. Gregoire in behind the net as well. Klein watching at the point. They'll get it back to Nakava. Nakava again. Brome. Brome will let it go. Bounces off the end board, side of the goal. Right back out in front, back to the point. 1 second left, shot through just wide, and that's how the period will end. Pushing and shoving in front of Hutchinson.
Orbro pushed very late there. That last one just went wide. As the time expired, it would have counted a few inches to the left of Hutchinson. And 21 seconds left to kill to start the third period.
Canada with a period left to keep their hopes of a Spengler Cup championship alive. They trail 1-0 after 40. All right, thank you.
Let's go. I only did one. Sorry.
Ersten Spengler Cup Davos 2 Jahre zuvor
I got you, Buck. Got you. Yep. What do you think, Kent? It's your call. It'd be your kind of story.
That's right. I missed your first part, Bucky, about what Canada was doing. You're just saying that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, Manny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, that's possible.
I'm happy
yeah.
to mention it.
Yeah.
Happy to mention it. I think it's a good comment.
Alrighty.
Come on. Whenever you're ready, HC. Come on. Come on.
Welcome back to the Ice Stadium in Davos, Switzerland, as Canada has 20 minutes to avoid being the first team eliminated from the 2022 Spengler Cup, outshooting Orbro 13-7 in that second period, but the story is still the same, Kent. They cannot put one in the back of the net.
I mean, it really is incredible to think that they are now 8 periods into the Spengler Cup. They've got 3 goals, all of them coming off one player, Brett Connolly. They're having just such a tough time finding any offense. And, you know, a lot of it just comes down to we're seeing kind of one and done. They're getting some possession, they're getting some attack zone time, and it's a shot on Arntzen, but yet the rebound isn't there. Or the puck caroms into the corner, and with that maybe extra 10 feet into the corner, that allows Orbro to reset, give them a little bit more time. But here in the third period with 21 seconds left in a penalty kill, once they get back to 5-on-5, Canada is going to have to push, and they're going to have to continue to go to the dirty areas, but not only get there, but win the battles there as well.
Has to start with a brief kill on this power play for Orbro, and then full speed ahead for Canada as they look to find a way to somehow get an equalizer here. This will be played down the ice. Nash chasing in after it. That should almost do it for the final 20 seconds of this power play. Now that sits at 5. Oberg through the neutral zone, in over the blue line. A pretty nice move. Still going. Orbro with a shot. He scores! Oberg with a possible dagger as he goes high glove side, just as the power play expires. And it's 2-0 Orbro.
Well, we're going to look at this goal with 2 sets of eyes. The first one from an Orbro perspective. What an incredible move from Linus Oberg as he splits 2 Canadian defenders, creates a 2-on-1, holds onto it, head up, far side, top corner past the glove of Hutchinson. Now, if you put the red color glasses on, that is just too easy. You know that there's maybe a second or 2 left in the power play. You cannot let the forward with the puck, Linus Oberg, come down like that, split you, and get that shot off. Unacceptable.
Canada has 3 goals in this tournament. They will need 3 to win this game now, and they've got just over 19 minutes to find them. Connolly up top, shot through. That one's deflected. Connaughton will slide over, and Connaughton knocks it down along the wall. Eakin gets it to Carr, back up top to Connaughton. Past him all the way down the ice. Hutchinson. Gregoire was waiting for it way up at the offensive blue line. And now Connaughton flips it ahead, chipped down by Desharnais, and he will give chase, going in there against Rissanen. The netminder out to play. Desharnais falls as he tries to come around the net, draws a penalty, and it'll be another power play here for Canada this time to try and get on the board.
Well, David Desharnais trying to create a spark for his club, getting up on the forecheck, intercepting the clearing pass around the boards, and then forcing Marcus Hardegaard to haul him down. And a big power play here for Canada.
This would be a great time to score your first power play goal of the tournament. Ennis gets knocked off of this puck, and it will be controlled and played all the way back out to the neutral zone. Nakava, far side. Eklund plays it back. Orbro toying with the Canadian power play, at least for the moment. Now they'll send it down the ice, and it'll be brought ahead by Beaudin. Drops it back to DiDomenico, who chips it in and goes after it down into the corner. Has Beaudin back at the point, but they'll battle down low. Desharnais comes in there as well, along with Ennis. Desharnais up top to Beaudin. Beaudin back down low to DiDomenico. Up top, Ennis leaves it there for Beaudin. DiDomenico, left wing boards. Gives it away with a little bit of pressure in his face. Now Ennis down low. Desharnais was knocked down, bounces back up, but it's grabbed and played all the way down the ice. 60 seconds gone in this critical power play for Canada.
Very aggressive is Örebro. Saw number 17, William Wickman, all over Chris DiDomenico, taking away his options and ultimately getting the interception.
Now in to the zone. Connolly drops it off for Carr. Carr up top. Gregoire throws it across to Cody Eakin. Eakin will fire. Rebound is there, bouncing over the stick of Davos. And Orbro's going to come back the other way, shorthanded. They stay on side, taking it wide towards the net. Hutchinson had to be excellent. And he will hang on. A dangerous, dangerous look shorthanded for Rihards Marinas.
We're going to take a look at Cody Eakin's shot here. Traffic in front, first save, and then what you don't see it just out of your picture there is Davos couldn't handle that puck. There's Canadian forward Jonathan Eng. Scratch tonight, brings a lot of speed, but of course not in the lineup.
Just 15 seconds left in this man advantage for Canada. Nothing to show for it just yet. Connolly, the only goal scorer in the tournament for Canada, drops it off. Davos will hammer it in behind the net. Eakin slides down along the boards. Connolly follows on the play. Gregoire waiting back up at the blue line. Carr lurks in there as well. And now Gregoire has to be careful, knocked loose, and here's an opportunity. Matsumaki stumbled a little bit. Now he's gonna fire. Hutchinson kicks it out, comes all the way back up to Davos at center ice by himself. Rest of Canada heads off on a change. Davos decides to work it all the way back down deep. He joined on the far side, kept in at the right point by Leduc. Knocking it down low. Bennett has his man tied up. Quine giving chase as well. Quine takes his man down. It's knocked back in behind the net. Bennett rather. Now Bennett comes crashing in again. Out to the neutral zone. Perlini hustles back. He'll grab it and move it back out to the neutral zone. Connaughton. Kalanick rather. Plays it around far side. Desharnais slides down, plays it in behind the net to Bennett. Desharnais will go to the front of the goal. Bennett knocked off the puck. Out to the neutral zone and chopped down the ice out of the stick of Leduc. Kalanick hits the referee. Perlini is there to scoop it up though. 4 minutes gone in the period for Canada. Kalanick, center ice, backhands it in. Winnick will give chase. Arntzen is out to play it, moves it around. DiDomenico. Winnick Now Winnick back up towards the blue line, plays it back down low, in behind the net, hustling over there, far side. Kept in by Brook. Brook sends it towards the goal. Winnick crashing in. Another crack at it. DiDomenico off the side of the goal. Bounces in behind the net. He's taken down. Power play coming up for the Canadians. DiDomenico keeps it alive off the skate of Desharnais. And DiDomenico works his way around to keep this play going. Beaudin far side to Brook. Now to Winnick. Connolly is parked in front. Desharnais. Winnick. DiDomenico wants it. They go the other way with a shot. Arntzen the save. And a stoppage with 5:07 gone in the third.
Well, that's the best shift from the Winnick, Desharnais, DiDomenico line. DiDomenico, who's a quick, nifty little player, is able to draw the tripping call. They worked it around 6-on-5 for a while. That one-time shot turned aside eventually from Arntzen. Here's DiDomenico backdoor, plays it off his skate and then just off the outside of the post right before getting called on the trip.
So Canada another crack at it here. Carr, Gregoire back on the point with Connolly over on the right side. Quine and Davos with Carr on this power play. So a little bit of a different look with Quine out there to take the draw. And it's knocked into the corner, a chance to clear for Eklund, and that is exactly what he will do. Hutchinson leaves it in behind the goal. Gregoire towards the blue line. Carr drops it back to Connolly. Connolly, Davos bobbled it, able to bat it down in behind the net. Carr will take it there. Quine comes crashing in, trying to knock it to Connolly. Connolly and Davos played around far side and out to the neutral zone. Gregoire has to hustle back. Plays it ahead to Davos. That's offside as Connolly had not got back out of the zone. And once again, not a great look for this Canadian power play.
You know, Dustin, Team Canada, you know, you're not going to use this as an excuse by any means, but that last little play where Davos tries to rim that puck around on the power play and there's no one there, I mean, a lot of that's just attributed to familiarity with who you're on the ice with as we get another look of Linus Oberg's terrific individual effort, splitting two Canadian defenders. And
now off the draw, they walk through the Canadian centerman, and just a brilliant look. You can't have that happen when you're sitting here on the power play. My goodness. And now a penalty against Canada. Beaudin for roughing, and this power play officially described as a disaster for Canada.
Well, it's Beaudin for roughing, and right off the face-off, I mean, you mentioned it, that just can't happen. It's plain and simple, full stop. You're on the power play, and you get walked like that, and then you're on the back foot, and you end up taking that penalty to negate your power play.
So 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 10 seconds. Doesn't matter if it's power play, even strength, 4-on-4. Canada just needs to find one here. In all or both of Canada's other games, no goals either way in the third period. Here's Connaughton. And over the blue line. Connaughton will go to the net, played around. Quine couldn't keep it in. Connolly there to eliminate Abels on the play. Now Quine, far side, Connolly, overskated it, finds Connaughton. Connaughton, good look to Connolly. Connolly right side, finds Quine. Quine waits, takes, lost it, another crack at it off the side of the goal. Bouncing in behind the net, a chance to clear for Orbro, and they'll dump it back to maintain possession as they sneak in a quick change here, 4-on-4. 20 seconds remaining with both sides a man down. Lino in over the blue line. He'll try a shot right into the belly of Hutchinson, and he will hang on. Canada down by a pair with their Spengler life on the line. 13:08 on the clock that keeps ticking down as Canada continues to run out of time here at the Ice Stadium in Davos, Switzerland, looking to avoid being eliminated by Orbro out of the SHL. They trail 2-0. Eakin knocks it over near side for Carr. Carr tosses it ahead. Kalanick back to Carr with speed by himself in over the blue line. Carr drives wide, takes it down into the corner, keeps it alive. Brook, Kalanick bounces over his stick, couldn't get a shot away cleanly. Now Kalanick taken down in behind the goal. This will be picked up and controlled by Ekstrom. Ekstrom through the neutral zone. That hit the leg of Sevier. Ekstrom another crack at it. And it'll be played all the way down the ice. Very brief power play here for Orbro. Scored on one and scored right at the tail end as the other one expired, and now this will be played down the ice. No icing, but it will kill off that abbreviated power play, and Canada has 12 minutes to find some sort of offense that has been lacking the entire tournament. Shot in, Hutchinson took it up high and bats it away off the stick of Abols. Hardegaard down in the corner, in behind the net. Abols watching on, plays it in behind the goal again. Controlled here by Wickman, skates up high. Watched very closely. Perlini couldn't get a stick on it. It's into the corner. Chipped off the glass, ahead to Connaughton, and Connaughton will leave it there for Perlini. Skates a stick. He's in over the blue line, drops it to Ennis. Ennis will wait, shot in, rebound, high in the slot, grabbed and played out by Abols all the way down the ice. And that will be an icing against Orbro. Once again, a shot, and then the puck is grabbed immediately and cleared out of the zone.
It's really been the story of today. Just one and done as Canada, as you see Kalanick take a hard hit from Rissanen. Young fans. I'm not sure if she's liking what she sees there or not. But Canada 11-17 remaining here. They're back to 5-on-5. And that's where they got to play here if they want to try to get back in this.
DiDomenico to Beaudin. Beaudin has that shot blocked. Comes right back out to 88 in red. DiDomenico playing in another Spengler Cup. Now DiDomenico. Middle of the ice, off the skate of Bennett. Would have been a good look. Orbro will come back the other way. 3 wide of the blue line. Shot through, blockered away by Hutchinson. Now kicked ahead, DiDomenico. Gets it to Bennett. Bennett will finish his check. Far side, settled down. Dropped up top for DiDomenico. DiDomenico down low. Now in behind the net. Knocked off the puck. Bennett comes over to help out. Taken away and cleared out through the neutral zone by Orbro once again. 10.5 minutes to go. DiDomenico, far side. Winnick will skate onto this. Winnick down low. Pinned against the boards by Rissanen. Back up top to the blue line, across to Perlini. Perlini with a shot into the glove of Arntzen, and he hangs on. He's been beaten just twice so far in 2 games.
Well, he hasn't been tested a whole lot here, but when called upon, he's been steady, and you can see just no traffic in front. He's going to save that 100 times out of 100. A snapshot from 47 feet away, and he could see his whole way into his glove.
Perlini now out there with Desharnais and Winnick. This is brought away by Eklund, trying to drive towards the goal. He does, taken heavily into the post. And that'll be blown down with exactly 10 minutes on the clock, possibly 10 minutes in the tournament for Canada.
From our count, we count 1 odd man rush in favor of Canada through 50 minutes in this game, and not a shot on net from it. It was a 2-on-1. Sevier tried to go backdoor the pass that got deflected.
Jonas Arntzen had a .949 save percentage coming into this game, now at .970 for the tournament. Tough guy to beat, but you got to find a way. And now the puck goes up and over the glass. They're going to say it was deflected. The linesman is saying deflected. And they'll just drop it again there to the blocker side left of Hutchinson.
Well, Canada is so fortunate here. From our vantage point, we had a terrific line on that. I did not see a deflection whatsoever. That looked like that went straight out. So Canada certainly complained about a couple of the calls. Oh, it did hit the stick. Yep, I take that back. I was incorrect. Eklund did go off his stick. So the right call was made.
Now off the draw, Connaughton has his man tied up. Eakin over along the boards. Muscled off of the puck by Eklund. Now Ekstrom moves it up top to Berglund. Plays it back down deep again to Ekstrom. And Ekstrom doing great job here. Plays it to Eklund in behind the net. Tried to tuck it home short side. And Hutchinson Haynes on. Late shot there from Mastomaki that Hutchinson was not a fan of.
Orbro does a really terrific job controlling the boards in the offensive zone. They'll put it very often to the quiet areas. The puck will come back to the point. They'll slide it around behind the net or even to the far corner. And the forwards will recognize that, release, get positioning on the Canadian defenders, and able to keep possession alive offensively.
Just inside the blue line. Played up the left wing boards. Ennis couldn't get a stick on it, and that'll be icing as Gregoire had too much heat on it. And another defensive zone faceoff coming up for Canada with 9:23 remaining in the period.
Orbro more than content to continue to have faceoffs deep in Canadian territory, a long ways away from their goalie.
Warning.
Blow it down, and a warning for Quine using his foot off the faceoff. So we'll do it again.
Okay, you Ward. Again, Alex, take.
Face off one back, Hardegaard. Another crack at that net was wide open for a moment. Backstrom fired it wide. Now Canada, Connaughton up through the middle of the ice. No icing here. Be down into the corner, off of a stick, up to the blue line, kept in at least momentarily, and now Orbro clears the zone again. Oberg hit by Quine. Quine has been one of the guys who's consistently brought it physically in this tournament. Getting a little more ice time here in the third as well. Maybe because of that. Quine in over the blue line. Driving wide. Down in behind the net. Still going. Takes it all the way up high. Has traffic in front. Looking for a shot. Now he'll drop it off to DiDomenico, who bobbles it. DiDomenico up to Beaudin. Beaudin towards the goal. Still laying there. DiDomenico a crack at it. Bennett as well. Play back up. Quine will settle it down at the point. Throws it over left side to Beaudin. Beaudin sends one through off the side of the goal. DiDomenico now working there with Bennett. Bennett into the corner. Plays it back up along the boards. Another shot that's wide all the way around. Beaudin far side. Connaughton trying to move on to this. Desharnais keeps it into the blue line. Desharnais to Connaughton. Connaughton back down to Desharnais. Hot shot off the boards. He bobbles it. Now DiDomenico engages down low. 8 minutes left to go in the period. Canada down by a pair. DiDomenico swings it up high. Still going. Turns and shoots into the glove of Arntzen. And he will hang on. Unbeatable so far today.
You were the first one who started. Yeah, but we don't need those. Okay, quit it.
I don't know. Welcome back to the Ice Stadium in Davos. Canada pushing. They need 2 and just over 7 minutes remaining. Thank you very much for joining us for our Spengler Cup coverage. Here's Carr. That's knocked away from him. Ekstrom calmly plays it in behind the net, and that'll be controlled by Hardegaard. Musique moves it ahead. Matsumaki tried to find a trailer on goal. Hutchinson's down. They jam away. Brook will eventually clear him out. Matsumaki circles back around as well. But Hutchinson is trying to keep his team in this hockey game, a team that is struggling to score.
Let's get a look at this replay here. There's no way that this puck should have ever gotten to Eklund here. Watch that goes right over the stick of Brook. He stays with it and gets 2 or 3 more whacks. Hutchinson is able to shut the door. But this is a perfect cross-section right there of what the difference is in the game. You know, there's Ekstrom with a little second effort getting 2 whacks, 2 extra shots offensively. Whereas at the other end of the ice, Canada's having to work so hard just to get anything going.
And maybe 1 or 2 secondary chances the entire game. There's been not many scrambles around the netminder, Jonas Arntzen, at the other end of the ice.
So now you got to start taking some chances. And, you know, obviously if that's some D-men pitching down or getting deep or 3 forwards down below the goal line or whatever it is, stretching someone out a little bit offensively from your defensive zone. But you got to change up something drastically, because what's happened through the first 54 minutes hasn't worked.
Winner of this game will advance to a semifinal to take on Sparta Prague. The loser books a ticket home much earlier than they would have hoped. Now in over the blue line, DiDomenico walking in, still going, and he scores! An absolute beauty off the stick of DiDomenico, and Canada has life with 6:34 on the clock.
Well, that's about as nice a goal as you're going to see in about just most important of time. DiDomenico picks this up at his own blue line, walks the Orbro defender, and then in one motion finishes it off. See you later, Rasmussen. And then a terrific finish, top corner past Arntzen. And with 6:34 left, is that the spark? Is that what Canada needed for a little bit of confidence? It's the first time we've seen the bench jump like that all tournament. Let's see if that creates any momentum at all.
They are not done just yet. Just over 6 minutes to go, now trailing 2-1. Connaughton moves it ahead to Carr. Do they have another one in them? Brought in over the blue line. Connolly drops it off to Eakin, stopped by Arntzen. Keeps it out. Canada with another grade A scoring opportunity. Now with speed, Connaughton, the big defenseman, weaving his way into the zone. Now into the corner. Double-teamed Eakin comes in and finds that puck. Eakin moves it around near side. Gregoire, can he get there? Does enough. Knocks it down to Carr, who plays it back in behind the net. Connaughton sends one on goal, steered wide by Arntzen. And now Hardegaard with a chance. Connaughton keeps this in at the blue line. Drops it off there for Connolly. Connolly back down into the corner. Canada pressing for an equalizer. Connaughton sends one wide. Eakin will grab it in the corner. Carr parked right in front. They'll throw it across to Gregoire. Fakes it. Was looking for Eakin, but it's broken up and brought back the other way. Brome walking in. Brome waits, takes. Hutchinson got a blocker on that, and it bounces into the corner. Brome back up towards the blue line. Just over 5 minutes to go here for Canada. No call on a possible trip, and it's going to be brought back up the ice by DiDomenico. Drops it off to Bennett. Bennett cuts wide, returns it to 88. He's taken down heavily in the corner. Bounces back up. Puck to the blue line. Not out. Kept in. Quine tried to send it towards the goal, and now it'll just be played out into the neutral zone. Kalanick moves it up the boards. Picked off there by Musique. He's going to walk into the high slot. Load and fire. Hutchinson got a pad on that. And it's cleared, knocked out of the zone once again by the Canadians. Leduc watches as Kalanick will take it back in behind his own goal. Now up to center ice. Trickles in on Arntzen, and he is just going to hold on with 4:22 remaining.
Well, Canada continues to push here. Look at this chance from Eakin. Didn't quite get it on his stick, but it went off the side of his leg, and oh my goodness, it hit the shaft of Arntzen. We couldn't see that from our vantage point. The shaft of the Orbro goalie to stay out. So close. Canada's pushing. I'd like to see them direct more pucks on net. Maybe just trying to be a little bit too fancy with one extra pass in the offensive zone as opposed to putting it on net.
Winnick. Davos plays it back up to the blue line. Just stayed in. That was mighty close. And now it'll be played back out into the neutral zone for Brook. Throws it across to Beaudin. Takes it on the backhand and turns. Moves it ahead. Chipped in. Davos will try to chase in after it. Perlini watching as well. And now it's knocked in behind the goal. Winnick hustling over there. Can't get there. Eklund will just wisely play it off the boards and out. Inside 4 minutes now as that puck all the way down the ice for icing, and another offensive zone face-off coming up for Team Canada.
Well, there's no question Örebro on their heels right now. Canada smelling a little bit of blood in the water, but can they attack again? That remains to be seen. Out comes Ennis Desharnais, and does DiDomenico have more magic on his stick like we saw a few moments ago?
Settle down, let me come in.
Desharnais on the draw, wins it back to DiDomenico. Beaudin will take it. Ennis will go to the front of the net. Back across, shot through, deflected. Desharnais hops on the rebound. Forced into the corner, reverses it to Ennis. Ennis walks up the wall, turns, thought about a shot. Now he'll take one. Beaudin couldn't get a stick on it. DiDomenico grabs it along the boards, leaves it there for Ennis, but it's picked off and sent all the way down the ice. Oh, and DiDomenico got away with an interference there. Whistles away for now. Brook throws it out front. That's going to be broken up and flipped out into the neutral zone. Beaudin leaves it for DiDomenico, Canada's only goal today. Stretch pass to Eakin at the blue line. Carr following up on the play. Couldn't knock it in deep. And now it will be played out. Connaughton has it. Connolly over the boards for Canada, looking for his fourth of the tournament. That bounces off of his skates. 2:50 remaining here in the third period. Hutchinson will poke this out of harm's way into the corner. Gregoire ties up his man, and now they'll battle down low. Connaughton watching on at the side of the net. Eakin, Gregoire in the battle. Won by Orbro. Brome takes it in behind the net, plays it off the back of the goal, gets a return feed, walks out looking for a shot, and he's stopped by Hutchinson. Not sure how he saw it with traffic on the doorstep, but he did.
Michael Hutchinson has really done everything he can to keep his club in it. Nifty little play from Brome there, using the back of the net, and walks out. Patience, poise, tries to put it through a seam, but Hutchinson's there to shut the door and gobble up the rebound.
Canada trailing 2-1, looking to avoid an 0-3 Spengler Cup. Face-off, just laying there. Ennis will grab it. Knocks it over to Beaudin, who moves it ahead to Winnick. Winnick plays it in. Hutchinson is going to go to the bench. The net is empty for Canada. DiDomenico comes over the boards. Up the right side, now hammered in by Winnick. Arntzen out, can't stop it in behind the net. And it's going to be played back around far side all the way down the ice, and that one will go for icing. So with the net empty and 1 minute and 53 seconds on the clock, the stage is set here for Canada.
We'll get one more look at the beautiful goal from DiDomenico. That cut the lead in half, but they still need one more. And with 1:53 left, Michael Hutchinson, the goaltender's on the bench. 6 attackers on the ice for Canada.
Cody Eakin to take this draw for the Canadians against Matt Somaki. for Orbro. Eakin wins it. They get it back up top to Gregoire. Sends a shot through. Puck still laying there. Backhanded just wide. Now in behind the net, poked away from Carr. Domenico will settle it down in the corner. 1 minute and 40 seconds on the clock. Domenico again. Side of the net for Carr. Trying to jam it home short side. Doesn't work. Now Connolly. Far side. Domenico settles it down. 90 seconds to play. Back across to Connolly. Off a stick. And out to the neutral zone. Canada will have to reset and move in a hurry here. Connolly down along the boards, broken up by Nakava. Gregoire is there to take over. Looks far side. Domenico will flip it into the corner. Eakin trying to give chase. Nakava first on it there. Connolly along the boards. Carr comes in as well. 3 Canadians fighting for the puck, trying to knock it loose. Carr's got a stick on it momentarily. Eakin in there digging as well. Time ticking away. Less than a minute to go here in the third period. Brome steals it from Connolly. A chance to seal it for Orbro, and he misses. Wide left of the open net. Another crack at it here, and that one will be blocked as well. Orbro pushing for an empty netter. Canada settles it down one last time. On life support here at the Spengler, Domenico wheels it away, in over the blue line, stopped in his tracks by Matsumaki. And now the puck knocked loose. Winnick couldn't get a stick on it, towards the net, and they score! That'll do it, sealed away by Brome, his first of the tournament, a huge one for Orbro.
Well, Mateus Brome missed the first one. He had actually a cleaner look about 25 seconds before then. He got a second chance. But just not good enough from Canada. They had the puck set up in their own zone, refused to shoot, passing it around, dusting the puck off, trying to find the perfect shot. And then you see the frustration here from Domenico, who outside of that nifty little goal did not bring nearly enough. Turned the puck over right at the blue line upon that last entry that allowed Brome to put it in to the back of the net.
Canada down by a pair yet again with 25.2 seconds on the clock. Opened this tournament 0-2 for the first time ever. And for the first time ever on the verge of going 0-3 with just 4 goals scored in the 3 games played. Arnson will move it around to the blue line. Stop there. Kalanick, shot, rebound, fired just wide by Leduc. Back up to Kalanick again, sends one towards the goal. That'll bounce in behind the net. And Orbro out of the SHL will eliminate Canada. 3-1 your final, and a disappointing trip to Davos for Team Canada this time around, Kent.
They just never got going. I mean, as simple as that. 3 games, Canada could not create any momentum outside of the Eakin, Connolly, Carr line. Offense was just drawing up. And here in the final game, an elimination game, unfortunately the push just wasn't big enough. They got a good game from Hutchinson in net. And that was really kind of where it started and ended for Canada.
Davos and Helsinki coming up in just a few hours. Canada, the first team eliminated from the 2022 Spengler Cup, a 3-1 loss to Orbro. Okay, sounds good.
Bye.